thanks so much for chatting to us, Ansel.
Of course.
I want to start off with the most important question. Did you cry when you watched the film?
Yeah, I did. I cried when I read the book. I cried when I watched the film. I also cried when I filmed the film a little bit.
How did you hide that on set?
Well, I didn't hide it, actually. I was on screen a lot when I was crying. If you watch the film carefully, there's some crying that Gus does. I'm joking, of course. Yeah, you see a lot of crying.
Yeah.
We both cried a lot.
I mean, there are a lot of emotional scenes in the film. Was there one in particular for you that was especially hard to film?
Yeah, there's a scene where Gus is at a gas station in a car, and it was a very difficult scene. Because it just required a lot emotionally from me and for me to really let go. And not often do people go to that place in life. So I think the last time I was that emotional was when I was like a little kid. So it was definitely difficult, and there's a lot of pressure going into those kind of scenes because you want to do them correctly, like the way they're described in the book. And I'm very happy with how it turned out.
With so much heavy drama in a film like this, how do you sort of keep things fun when you're filming on set?
Well, you're on set, so it's like a dream come true. At the time, this was my third movie, and I was getting to play the lead in the movie opposite Shailene, and it was a dream come true. I was having a blast. Even though I was crying between takes, we were all laughing and smiling and in a great mood. And Nat and I are best friends, and we had so much fun together. The whole tone of the set was actually very light, which I think translated into the movie. Like, because the movie, although it's a sad movie, like you look at the poster and even like their faces they're smiling and they're happy to be together, and it's a love story and it's a hopeful movie, and I think sometimes it can be inspiring as well, and that was the vibe on set as well.
Well, I was going to say, surely when you were throwing eggs at that car, that must have been so much fun.
That was funny. Yeah, so when we were throwing eggs at Monica's car, because we were getting some revenge, one of the eggs hit very close to Monica's mother when she comes out of the door, which wasn't really supposed to happen. Like, it got very close to her, like it almost hit her in the head, but it didn't, because that would not have been funny. Yeah, it probably would have been.
A little bit.
Yeah, but they hit the corner of the door as it was closing, and the egg hit the door and it splat into the house. And like the person's house who, we'd rented the location from, or the movie had, egg got over all their stuff, like on like a painting on a wall, and like on like a nice rug and all this stuff. Just like ruined their house.
You said you'd worked with Shailene before. Did that make it easier or harder when you were filming the sex scenes and some of the more romantic moments in the film?
It makes it easier, I think, because we're more comfortable together. Shailene and I are really close friends, and after doing Divergent, we just became close, and it was helpful, I think, not only for the romantic scenes, but for all the scenes. I think one thing that makes this movie really special and their love story special is that it's like a real love story where they're best friends, and they're soulmates, and it's not about the sex. It's about the friendship. And luckily, Shailene and I have the friendship. There's nothing really between us sexually, so that's actually helpful because it gives us a great working relationship. But then, when we were acting, we could just add that in. But the real bond, the friendship, and the chemistry, I guess that's what you call it, between us was already there.
Now, Hazel's character is very strong, very witty, very sharp. What sort of things do you find attractive in a woman?
My favorite thing is when girls have a passion. I have a lot of passions myself, so I want someone to come and tell me about, what they've been doing all day and how excited they are about something. I want a girl also to really, care about little things. I love it when girls, really like animals, because it shows that they love life and care about little things. But I think the passion is very important, very, very important. Because if you're not obsessed with something, then what, what are you here for?
In the film, Gus and Hazel go on a lovely date together that's paid for. If you were taking Cosmo out on a date, what could we expect?
I wouldn't take you, because if I took Cosmo on a date, it would be our first date. So I would take you to, a cool restaurant that has good food, that it has, like a cool vibe, but that isn't, overly fancy, so it's kind of freaky. Why is this guy taking me to this fancy place on a first date? What does he want from me? Maybe get some oysters or something. Or maybe go rock climbing. That's fun. I'd probably go rock climbing first, because then I can weed you out and see, okay, are you physical? Are you down to do something adventurous? And at the end, then go get some food.
I mean, the character Augustus is such a popular one from the books, which you've read as well. Did you feel a lot of pressure taking on that character?
Yeah, definitely. Gus is an important character to me too, an important character to so many people. So I just really wanted to bring him to life the way he is from the book.
Lastly, could you give us your best Augustus Waters okay to camera?
Okay, Hazel Grace?
Thank you.
Alrighty. Thank you.